Ooh, guess what time it is? It is Morning Brew with your girl Germaine, and today is what day? Mixed Blend Wednesdays. Yes, this is the new segment that we just started not too long ago, and I am super, super excited because we have a special guest in studio with us today that is going to answer the questions you all have been waiting on. So, before I bring him up, I'm going to give it a moment for people to chime in. My coffee's brewing right now. And listen, I told you guys, I warned you, I told you that we would be having someone that's going to be talking about AI Unlocked. And we are going to get in it. I know a lot of you out there are afraid. You're a little nervous. This daggone AI is taking over the world. But wouldn't it be nice to know how to make it work for you? That's what our guest today is going to talk to you about. So, as you are chiming into the community, please let me know what you're drinking. You know me, I'm brewing my hazelnut right now. And so, it'll be ready in a second. It's coming and I can use it. So, but let me do this. Let me start introducing to you all first, right? So, Wednesday is Mixed Blend Wednesday, and that's where we mix things up. We bring on professionals in their areas, specialists in their areas, for them to really be able to inspire you, enlighten you, educate you on things that you want to know, but you just don't know how, or you don't know what to ask, or you just need somebody to say, let me show you the way. So that's what we do pretty much on Mixed Blend Wednesdays. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about my guest. I know he's waiting so patiently for me to bring him on. Hold on one moment. We're coming. So we have today's brew is AI Unlocked. Now, our guest is Kevin Smith. Via his platform at kevinsmith.ai, he focuses on helping founders reclaim their time by combining AI agents with elite virtual assistants. So did you hear me? Because this is definitely going to be geared to all those entrepreneurs that's starting, that is just you and you need a support team. You need to be in this conversation. You need to ask the questions while we have him. So today's conversation, we're going to delve into how AI and virtual assistants are redefining productivity for entrepreneurs and creators, exploring how to balance the benefits of technology with human creativity, and the future of smart systems in work and life. All right, I done spoke enough. So let me go ahead as people are chiming in. Thank you and welcome. Let me bring up our guests. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Hey, Germaine, how are you doing? I'm doing
I'm
good.
good. I am so good. I am so glad you're here. So you could probably hear my coffee is brewing in the background. I'm not
Almost
sure
ready.
what you're drinking today. What are
Oh,
you drinking?
actually, I bought you some coffee in my Black Panther mug here.
I love it.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
it. I love it. That's another thing, guys. Here at Morning Brew, please, if you have mugs that you want to be able to share, have me use while we're on the podcast, or like I like to call it, the show, or just the Morning Brew, make sure you send them in and I'll let you know exactly how you can do that. So, in the meantime, people want to know, Kevin, people want to know how they can maneuver or not be afraid of this thing called AI.
Oh, AI is such a wonderful, wonderful topic. Thank you again so much for having me on. AI is one of those things that I know a lot of people are a little bit nervous about. It's new, right? Whenever anything is new, people kind of shy away from it or nervous. And when you think of AI, you kind of only think of maybe the bad parts, right? We all see maybe the movie I, Robot, and you're
Yes.
scared everything's going to take over the world, right? Luckily, that's not something that at least I hope, and I don't think, and most of us don't think, we'll ever get to a point. But AI is a tool that can be used in order to help with your business or even your day-to-day life. Just really make it more efficient and able
Mhm.
to buy back your time so that you have more time to do the more important things in life, spend time with your family, do the more high value task. And you let AI just handle the rest of the stuff that would take you a long time that is important, but doesn't really fill you up. So that's what, I focus on.
Well, I want to slow down for 1 second because I definitely need. I'm even going to put my coffee on hold for a moment. I need to type this in the post, right? And I want to just say, give shout outs to some people that's joining the conversation with us and to encourage them. If they have any questions, please make sure they put it in the chat so we can share that in the community. But you said, especially me as a business owner, buying back time. Hold on. I just want you to know I'm typing that, right? Because time is something that always gets away from us, that once it's gone, it's gone. And so you're going to teach us today how we can buy back time and be able to use that time wisely for something else.
Absolutely, that's the goal.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just put this in here. Uh, I'm going to say AI guy. You said it. All right. I just wanted to put that back in the chat. So while you're sharing with us, how do we do that? How do we utilize something that we might be afraid of to be
Yeah.
able to buy back our time?
So many different ways. So when it comes to being an entrepreneur, right? I'm gonna take a step back here. When you're an entrepreneur, like you said, you are, maybe some other people on the show are.
Mhm.
A lot of the times we call ourselves entrepreneurs, but we are spending so much time in our actual business that it just becomes a second job. You have your own job, but you're still
Mm,
working hard. You're working more than 40 hours if you're really trying to be an entrepreneur. And there's so much more than what people see on the
yes.
surface level, right? So AI is there to help with that. There's what I call three main types of freedom that we as entrepreneurs want to get to.
Okay.
There's money time, right? Where we get as much money as possible. We have location time where you can work anywhere you want. Location freedom, I should say, so
Okay.
you can work wherever you want. And then the big one we're going to talk about today is going to be the time freedom, right?
Okay.
So, yeah,
I'm typing these as you're saying. So you said three ways of buying back your freedom or getting back your freedom.
just as an entrepreneur, just to be free. That's the
Okay.
goal, right? You want to work for yourself. You
Three
want to be able to
types
do
of
whatever you
freedom.
want. Yep. So it
Got
can
it.
kind of be broken down into location freedom, money freedom, and then time freedom.
Location freedom. All right, y'all. Y'all getting this. I'm putting it in this. I'm putting it out there. Location freedom, money freedom. And what was the third one?
The time freedom to buy back your time.
Time, time freedom. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah. So that's a big one, right? Because we want time freedom in order to be able to utilize our time, right? Everybody has the same amount of time, regardless
Mhm.
if you're Oprah, you have all the money in the world, or you're just Joe Schmo down the street. We
Yeah.
all have 24 hours in the day, but how can they go ahead and do so much more than the regular of us? Like have all these different businesses, run many companies. It seems like they have an unlimited amount of time, but they just know how to utilize their time so efficiently that they can do so much more, right? So they, like maybe like Oprah or some really power, like high some rich people, I'll say it, right? We'll
Mhm,
just kind
mhm,
of
mhm.
lump it all together, right? Super rich
Yes,
people seem like
yes,
they have all the time in the world, but they just know how to manage it and how to use that. They typically use people, right? They have somebody to do wake up and do the dishes for them, so they're not spending time to do the dishes. They have somebody to make up
yes,
their bed, right? So they're utilizing, hey, those are low value tasks, and in the meantime I could do something that's way more value, a high value task, and they have people um, that are able to do that for them. For
okay.
the rest of us, we don't really have that, right? We have, I can't pay somebody um, to do my dishes for me, not yet. Hopefully one day, but I can't pay anybody to do those low value tasks, right? So AI is kind of that thing that is allowing us to take over low value tasks in our business and at work, so that we can focus on higher value tasks that we can then start growing at a more rapid pace and really buy back our time and have time for what's important, whether that be our business or whether that be family.
Okay. Listen, people are chiming in. So, I like to always invite people in the community to come up in the conversation. So, let me take a moment and just welcome them on. And hey, I see a few people have posted what they're drinking. We have Patricia Morgan over on our YouTube channel. And yes, Patricia has her mushroom coffee. I got to get back to mine, Patricia. Then we have Leslie George. She said, AI is not going anywhere. Let me just put this up on the screen so people can see, because they're already feeling that. AI is not going anywhere. Embrace it and get left behind. I tell my mom that every day, you know? And then hold on one second, because we have some people over on Instagram. We have Monique_Antoinette. Thank you so much for chiming in. And also we have G Dog at ATL 1983. Thank you for chiming in. And Mr. TJ for life. Thank you for chiming in. Listen, if you guys have questions, please make sure you put your questions. Make sure you put them in the chat so we can bring up the comments and let Kevin answer your questions, because we got a lot of them. And I don't know how long this morning brew is going to last. So I'm glad y'all stopping by for a quick coffee break, because it might not be too quick. That's right. Now, okay, I've been typing. Just putting your nuggets in the comments so people can get them. But you talked about, and I'm looking at myself because I own my publishing company. I'm a book publisher, 17 years in it, almost 600 titles, independently, female owned, 100%. But owning my publishing company, that is the one thing, and I use AI, and I was so glad. I've been using it for some years. And when you talk, and we haven't gotten into it, but we're going to talk about how to create your team of agents that can help you along the way, because AI has been such a great resource tool for me, but it's changing every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's expanding every day. I go online and I see some new tool, right? Last week the best image generator, for instance, was from ChatGPT. The next day, Gemini comes out with Nano Banana, they call it, and it's even better. By tomorrow, I'm sure Gronk with X is going to come out with something even better. It changes so fast that sometimes it feels like it's almost impossible to keep up. Like one of my mentors, Alicia, she used to say the speed of light. Now it's the speed of AI, because it's even faster than the speed of light.
Yes. I think that's what's scary for people, though, not being able to keep up.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. But if you have a good support system, if you have a good community of people that can help you to keep up and to inform you, it's something that makes it way more manageable. And it's not as scary once you realize that you don't have to know everything. You just got to know what's important to you.
That's good. So, okay, let's break down some things, right? So, we all know someone that is just anti-AI. They are not going to deal with it. I don't want no parts of it. My concern for them, AI, like Leslie said, AI is not going anywhere. It is in the fiber of our everything right now.
It is.
But the one thing people don't realize, if they have a smartphone, they're using AI every day.
Exactly. AI has been here for a while. This AI is not as new as people think. Businesses have been using it all the time. When you go on certain websites and how they track what you want, you ever just talk about something that you want out loud, and then all of a sudden you see it start popping up on your Facebook, on Amazon, right? They're using AI to find the people who, depending on what you're searching, what you're saying, and figure, hey, you're the most likely candidate who's going to buy our product. We're going to go ahead and market towards you, and that's AI as well.
So people don't even realize how they're being used just by shopping, something they do every day anyway.
Exactly.
That their information is being monetized. It's being used to actually feed into AI.
Exactly. Yep. It's not just one person trying to place all these things together. It's been AI behind the scenes for a while now. It's just more commercially used, and we have a lot more access to it now. It becomes so much cheaper for the regular person like you and me to be able to utilize it. And when it's
Mhm.
utilized properly, it's extremely powerful.
It is. So, what are some of the things that you get from people, everyday people? Because I know how passionate you are about this. And so, it's you have a vision and you're on a mission and a clear assignment. And I want you to really explain to those that's out there listening right now, what's your assignment with AI right now for those that's listening and how they may be able to benefit.
I want to be able to help people understand that AI is a tool that can just benefit their life and not be afraid of it, right? Talking about people who are anti AI. You can talk. One person I know personally is my dad. He absolutely despises AI. We talk about it all the time. He thinks it's going to be the downfall of humanity, and I tell him, listen, I understand, but this is something that's here to stay. This makes your job easier, and once you realize that, it can blow your mind. So even
Mhm.
just like a couple weeks ago, he was telling me that he had a bad experience at an airport car rental place, and he wanted to send a letter talking about how it was a bad experience, but he didn't want to write it. So he actually called me. It's like, so how does AI thing work? I'm just a little too lazy right now to write it, but I really do want to send it. It was a terrible experience. I was like, you could get ChatGPT. He was like, I don't want to sign up for anything else. I don't want to sign up for anything new. I was like, all right, well, you have a Gmail, right? He's like, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. Then you probably already have Gemini, pretty much the same thing. So I told him go to Gemini. It's already there. I was like, all right, so all you have to do is talk it to it. I showed him that you didn't have to type it in. He's like, I don't know exactly what I want to say. I was like, just hit that little microphone, talk to say whatever you want. It will
Yeah.
take it and then make it exactly what you want it to say. He said, all
They
right, all
may
right.
oh my gosh.
At first, he was actually like, "No, you know what? This is too much. This is black magic. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it." That's how he is. So he's like, "No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it." And then about 30 minutes later, he calls me and he's like, "I hate this so much," and I knew immediately what that meant right there. He was like, "I didn't even say anything that was coherent. I just started spewing and then I put enter and it made this perfect email." He read it to me. He was like, "This is the most well crafted email that I've ever seen. It says exactly what I wanted to say. It even connected the dots of things I didn't actually say, but realized what I was trying to say." And he
Yes.
was like, "This is crazy." So he's still a little cautious of AI, but he sees the power of it. And now he asks me more and more questions every day. And again,
Exactly.
this is a man who you won't find his face online at all. He doesn't do all that stuff.
He has
But
no imprint, huh?
no, he knows what he's doing because he's actually a technical person. He's like, don't
Mhm.
ever put your stuff online. That's how I was growing up. So he's very secure and safe with that stuff. But he's starting to see that AI, when used properly, can help be more efficient, save you time, and save the headache.
Exactly. I'm laughing because that's how I got my mom. My mom needed a letter crafted for
Hmm.
something. And I said, Mom, listen, we could do it just like this. So exactly how you explained it to your dad. And the thing is, I think people are afraid because it's the unknown.
Hmm.
And you know what? He may have a point that AI, I always say art imitates life. So we saw iRobot years ago
Hmm.
when they was talking about all this, right? And we saw other things years ago, but now we're living in the midst of it. And it is scary because we don't know where it's going to end up, but every day AI is getting smarter and smarter and smarter, and we keep feeding it more and more and more.
Hmm.
But I love the fact that you talk about embrace it because you can learn how to maximize your use with it or even help it. It can help you help yourself pretty much. You can feed it to help yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. AI is here to stay. So I understand people are afraid of it and wary of it. But AI is something that, again, it's already been used, but it's getting more and more prevalent every day. So you kind of have like two choices. You can either completely ignore it and kind of just fall behind and watch everything else start speeding up because technology is just moving faster and faster. So you can easily get left behind. Or you can do it responsibly, right? you can control what other people use AI for, but you control what you can use it for, and you can see how good it can be in order to make your life even better. So utilize it properly and take it to your advantage because it is just a tool. Just as a fork and knife are tools, a spoon is a tool to help us eat better. AI is a tool to help us work better, whether it's from your 9 to 5, making your job easier, or if you have a business and make it more efficient so you can scale it up.
Absolutely. So over on Instagram, I'm going to chime in because I can't post that in the feed right now, but we have Monique Antoinette. She said, a lot of people are afraid, but AI is behind things like Grammarly and voice documents, things that we use all the time that we've gotten comfortable with. We don't think of it as AI, but it's absolutely AI. I
Exactly.
think
How do you
maybe
think when you go on Netflix or Hulu, how do you think it knows what do you like? It's using
how
AI
it
to
remembers all
see.
your stuff, right?
Mhm.
Or it
Exactly.
makes these suggestions based on
Mhm.
your pattern.
Exactly. It
So
knows what you want to
mhm,
watch based off what you did. And it's not some person clicking buttons. It's an algorithm in the back that's AI, artificial intelligence, figuring out, okay, for this particular person, they kept watching this, this, and this. So I'm going to show him what's next and what he most
exactly.
likely would like.
How many people have Alexa in their house? In how many
Oh,
rooms of your house? Because, I don't know. It could be making us a lot lazier. Alexa, oh, you know what? I better stop because I have one and she gonna hear me. She may start talking.
yeah. Yep.
But the scary thing is, it's like they're always listening.
They are. They
And
are.
you said that so freely, like, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of got to accept it. So at this point, I've accepted that they are. So again, you got two choices. You can ignore it, but even if you ignore it, they're still listening. So then you have to completely get cut off the grid. So go ahead, take out your electricity, make sure you have no
Wow.
electronics in your house, go on a farm. But majority of us aren't able to do that or capable to do that or willing to do that. They're going
Exactly.
to use electricity, they're going to use electronics, and the electronics have AI baked into them. So it's either you kind of accept it, what it is, and just again be responsible with it, um, or you just get all the way left behind and have to go back to the Stone Ages.
So in other words, guys, you just gonna have to deal with AI and just start embracing it. Honestly. So that's what Kevin is here to share with us to, really kind of take the fear out of it or the sting out of it. So you can just start inviting it in more so because believe it or not, think about it. You're already using it in every part of your life. You just don't realize it. Think about even GPS in our car, right? When we need to get from point A to point B. And that was invented by Gladys West, who is Black. Yes.
Yep.
But what's interesting, and I want you to talk about what are some of just some basic things for the beginner, those being introduced, because we have some listening in right now that have some reservations, but how do you make them feel a little more comfortable with it?
I would say you got to kind of get yourself a little more familiar with it. So if you're not using I would say normally I said an hour, but even 15 minutes a day, just playing around with it, going on it, seeing what it can do, it'll help to I think make the transition into AI a lot easier. You don't have to spend too much time on it, but every day I would say, hey, make it a point of contention to go ahead and actually utilize it. Um, there's Chat GPT, right? That's probably the most popular one. But even if you don't want that, like my dad, he don't want to sign up for anything at all, give anything else their information. Well, Google already probably has your information. You probably already have a Gmail, and in Gmail they have Gemini, which actually for a lot of things like Gemini even more than Chat GPT.
Mhm.
But use Gemini, it does the same thing. You can ask it questions. It's a large language model, meaning it's been trained on pretty much our entire history of the world and information, and then it uses its brain in order to find that information for whatever you ask it to do. So there's ChatGPT, there's Claude, Perplexity, but there's a bunch of tools that you can at least play with when it comes to the generative type AI.
Okay. So did you guys hear that? Because most people have Google accounts or Gmail accounts. If you have a YouTube account, it's tied in with Gmail, I mean with Google. So, and Google uses AI. And you probably noticed that if you're typing an email, sometimes it'll make a recommendation for you to fix something or give you a better read on your email. That's all AI. I
Hmm.
think we as people, we just need to start looking at the world differently because it is constantly evolving, it's constantly changing. And either we're going to be left behind or we're going to try to keep up as much as we can, right?
Exactly.
And so um, now let's talk about this because, like I said, I'm someone that I started embracing AI a while ago, years ago, a few years ago, actually. And the one thing that I'm realizing is even when you're prompting, like if you're in Chat GPT or if you're in Gemini or the different platforms, if you are typing in, I'm learning to be specific in what I'm asking of it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the prompt engineering aspect of it. They call it, right? So AI, like I said, it's a tool. Which one thing I always tell people, you can't expect it to give you the perfect output every single time if you don't give it the perfect input, right? So what you put in is what you get out. So if you put garbage in, you know what you're going to get out? You're going to get out garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are really learning how to utilize how to prompt the system, you want to do certain things and tell it certain things in order to give you back something that's even better, right? So you always start off with saying, "Hey, I act as something," right? You give it kind of an identity. Act as a copywriter. Act as the number one course creator. So you tell it what it is. That way it kind of narrows its own vision to know, all right, so we're going to focus on this kind of subject. You want to give it very specific instructions. I need you to do this, A, B, C, and D. This is, you want to give it examples of what I want. So make it sound like this. You could even, if you want it to look like something, you can copy it, paste it, put it in. You tell it, this is an example of what I want the output to look like. Give it guidelines, say don't do this, don't do this. um, you can go ahead and make sure that if you don't even know what to ask, sometimes you're like, I don't even know what to ask the AI. You can ask the AI to tell you what you should know, like, hey, what other questions do you need from me to give you the perfect output.
Yes.
Yeah, so that if AI is that amazing that you can tell it to tell you what to ask it.
Isn't that something? In other words, it can, like, you know how we always say, you can't read my mind. Uh, I don't know if you can do that with AI. You can give
Pretty
them
much.
one word and
Mhm.
tell them to elaborate on it, and you got all of this.
Exactly.
So now, the one thing I do realize, um, the reason why what you're saying being specific, because AI itself is still skewed and not towards African Americans per se.
Yeah.
If you're not specific in telling it exactly what your needs are per se, it will automatically go to what it knows, which is, yeah,
Yeah.
not
Has
African American.
It's very it's actually very much skewed in that way so far. So like my mentor Alicia Little, she does AI images, and when she's doing her webinar, and she makes sure she's very specific about what she puts in, because if you put in give me an image of somebody eating ice cream, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be a white male.
White
And
person,
that's
yep.
just what the system is. That's what it's trained on. It's of course there's some biases of people who put it in and who actually created the system, and you kind of see it. But it is something that, to know if you want something very specific as to what color you want the person, what gender, how you want the person to look, put it in there, and it will give you exactly that. Though it's
Exactly.
absolutely amazing.
Exactly. So I do have a question. If we can ask a question, I'm going to put it up on the screen. So Leslie George says, Kevin, is there a website that has prompts so you know what to ask it?
So there's not necessarily a website that has the prompts itself, but there are templates out there for different kind of prompts. So if you look up, hey, I need a prompt in order to make a book, there's plenty of prompts out there that you can put into ChatGPT. You fill in the blanks, so it has some blank spaces in there. You fill in what you want, and then you are able to utilize them. I like to teach people how the process in order to build your own prompt, because the more specific and tailored it is to you, the better the outcome. So there could be thousands of prompts out there already pre-made, but if you know the different steps, and I have like a 7-step algorithm of how to make the perfect prompt, then you can pretty much get whatever you want every single time, almost the first time, from putting it in. So
Wow.
the more important thing is to practice learning how to do the prompts. That's really AI 101. If you know how to prompt, then all the AI stuff that comes after is a lot easier.
Okay, so AI 101 is learning how to create or how to create the prompts.
Yeah,
Am
exactly.
I
How to
saying that
talk.
right?
Exactly. How to talk to the AI. So that's done with prompt engineering.
Okay. Now you said that that's what you teach.
Mhm.
So that's good to know that there is a platform that you have or that's coming, whereas people can register to be a part of your learning process. Because 101 is where a lot of people need to start.
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible, because again, it's AI can seem very daunting. It can seem like it's super technical, but once you understand how AI works, it really takes a lot of that fear out. So what me and a lot of my partners are doing, we're creating a community of people who want to learn AI, just maybe don't know exactly where to start, who see there's AI is coming and it's here, and it's something that they need to know, but are maybe just a little fearful of where to go, or overwhelmed about all the information, right? Someone like me, I when I started learning about AI, I kind of it consumed me in a good way, because I like it, right? I love talking
Yes,
about AI and it's fun, but thousands of hours are spent researching AI and learning about AI, watching courses on AI, and I do understand that maybe everyone isn't as
yes,
isn't as goes as deep in AI as me. That's just my thing, but it's still, I think most people out there know that they need to learn AI in some sort of facet. So we're
I love
building a
that.
community that can have different courses in it, courses that teach you basics of AI automation, which is like the next level of having everything automated. That's where you get your time back. Learning how to use different tools, uh,
Mhm.
different it's like imaging tools or generative tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, image creating tools like Ideogram, music tools like Sunu, right? So we're going to have all of that inside of the community so that you can learn.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And how soon will that be available for people to be able to register? And I promise you, here on Morning Brew with Germaine, we will definitely keep you updated when it's time to enroll.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely. I'm going to send you a link for sure, so anybody can join, and you'll be able to send that out for sure. But
great.
as early as October 2nd, it looks like it's going to be the launch date.
Perfect. Okay, guys. So if you are someone that's interested, just let us know. Let us know so we can make sure we get you the information. So I do want to comment. Monique has a comment, Monique Antoinette over on Instagram. She says, "Thank you for that. I never realized the specific asking as a is very meaningful." So it'll
Yes,
give you whatever you want. So, like you said, if you ask the wrong thing, you ask for garbage, it's going to give you back garbage
exactly,
with a
exactly.
lot more details in that trash.
Exactly. So your goal is to guide the AI, because even with AI, because it is its own brain, right? And everybody thinks differently. AI is another entity that thinks differently. So your
Mhm.
goal is to guide it into the right answer. You can kind of think of it like all the information now in the world is like the ocean, right? So it could be the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, right? The more specific you are, it kind of narrows the scope. So maybe the information you need is in the Indian Ocean, but you just say, "Hey, do this for me," and the AI has got to find out where, and it's got to go through every single ocean, and it's going to either take too long, or they might find some other piece that's close enough. But if you're
Mhm.
able to minimize it and say, "Hey, look in the Indian Ocean, coordinates are this and this," and then you should find the answer, and it's going to give you back the perfect answer that you're looking for.
Absolutely. So, hey guys, if you guys have some questions, I mean, we're opening up. So, if you have some questions you want to flow through, I know people are giving some great comments and feedback that this is amazing information, awesome information. So, if you have questions, why we have Kevin? Ask your questions, okay? Don't let me be the only one asking questions, all right? So, all right. So let's talk about it. If you had to tell those out there in the community, what are some things they definitely want to know? If it's even one thing, the most important thing that one should know
Is that AI is here and it's something that everybody should know in order to again have a better value of life. So I hear all the time that people talk about AI is going to take over, take away jobs. Right. I'm more in the camp of AI is going, it's not AI that's going to take away jobs, but the people who utilize AI are going to be the ones that are moving up in jobs, that are creating the businesses. Right. So
is.
again, it's just a tool to use, but those who know how to use it are more valuable to employers. Are going to have more time in the day, be able to buy back their time more because they have more resources in AI and know how to make it more efficient. So something that can take person without using AI 10 hours to do, somebody who's utilizing AI can do it in 30 minutes. So who do you think is going to get that work done
Exactly.
faster, better, and then be able to do more with their time?
I'm glad you brought that up because, looking at it from both sides, one as a business owner, and then on the flip side of it, of being able to really empower people to, through Hope of Vision, is really empowering people to tap into their vision. What are they passionate about? How do you turn that passion into your revenue, your day to day? I don't have a job because I love what I do. So, you have to look at it from a business owner standpoint. It's about efficiency. It's about buying even the time back as a business owner. And how are you able to buy time back to keep costs down and still be able to produce a product that is worthy of the person that's investing in you, right? So, looking at it from that standpoint. But there are a lot of people out there, when I think about the entertainment industry and how even Hollywood, the movie industry, when they went on strike and people, AI is in everything we do, everything. Now, there's still some fields of work they need a human person,
Mhm.
right? When you think about the construction industry, I'm not going to trust, you need a human person to still operate certain things, right? And to do
Absolutely.
certain things. But me being in the publishing business, I have to be innovative because AI has taken over. People are writing books in like a matter of an hour today, right?
Mhm.
But there's still some human elements, some human touch elements that people want. Um, and I'm gonna tell you, these companies that are a part of being, the publishing process, like Amazon and all that, they're smart because they're now asking questions. Is this AI generated? And there's ways that you can tell if something is AI generated. And so, right?
Yep.
Right, Kevin? There are ways.
Exactly. There's a lot of ways, and especially now that I know so much about AI, I could pretty much instantly tell when something is AI generated, whether it be writing or either images. Like I tell
Mhm.
my wife all the time, I was like, she always sends me these things on Facebook and Instagram, and I have to say, hey, you can't trust anything anymore. That's kind of, I would
That's
say, the negative part, right? You can't trust
yes,
anything at all, even with your own eyes. I was like, hey, I can make this up. Give me 5 minutes, bam, bam. I just recreated it. It looks 100% real. The people in there are talking, but it's all AI. It's all fake. It's all generated because the
exactly.
tools right now are getting better and better. So the fact that right now this is the worst that AI is technically, and meaning the quality is as bad as it is, but it looks realistic to the point where you can't even tell if it is real. It kind of shows you that very, very soon, within the next 24 months, a majority of what you see is going to be AI generated, which means what can you know is real, right? So that's the thing
Yes,
that's like
that's the scary, yeah.
it is absolutely it's terrifying, really, but
It
it's still gonna come regardless of whether
but,
it's
it's
scary or not.
right, it's not
It's
gonna
still
stop,
coming.
so how do you get around it? So when I think about I worked for years in entertainment, the music industry and everything,
Mhm,
and even from songwriting standpoint, AI has gotten so smart that people's voices,
mhm.
so even with music, and people are fighting for their copyrights, people are fighting for, so
I've
it's getting
made
crazy out there.
I've made a couple of my friends mixtapes in the past couple of weeks, and I don't sing a word,
A lick.
but not at all. I just put it into Suno and just tell it
Absolutely.
what I want, and it gives an amazing, amazing product. Now it's pretty cool because this is my friend who's creating a food truck, and I made pretty much an entire mixtape of songs about the food that he's making that he can
That's
play
what I
while
love
he's
about
selling it, and that's pretty amazing. People are gonna come and they're gonna listen to it and like, oh, that's so cool. You got your own songs, right? It's gonna be very
it.
beneficial. I made songs for my wife about her product, so whenever she posts on Instagram, then she has her own song in the background, and that's not
Yes,
something that she could have done before. Right now, it kind of separates you from everybody else and kind of adds that little wow
absolutely.
factor. So that's what makes it really cool. Soon, everybody's going to realize how to do that, how it works. So then it does come to question of where the rights are and everything like you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
again, it is still coming. So that's why I say the more you know, the better. That's the only way you can protect yourself. You have to know. It's the
that's
person
true.
that doesn't know about AI is going to be the one that's going to be caught off guard with it. But if you are educated in AI, you know a little bit about it, that protects you from knowing, all right, I know that this is not real. Let me not believe it. If I see this notification or someone sends me something that can be really actually harmful, like say fake information, fake news, if I know that this is clearly AI generated, I know what to listen to versus what not to listen to, and I can make my own
Exactly.
educated information about it.
Absolutely. But you know what? You said something. So I was introduced to Sono also, and your app, if you're in the space and you are branding and personalizing your brand, then yeah, that's another way you save income, you save money
Hmm.
because you can literally put the prompts in and have a whole theme song. I
Yep.
have one even for Hope of Vision Publishing. I
Yep.
just haven't put it out yet. But yeah, absolutely. And hold on. So I have someone. So Leslie says the M dashes on chat kills me and the emojis in writing.
Yeah, you probably seen the uptick in emojis on everybody's things. Like, why is everybody
Exactly.
using emojis all of a sudden? I never used it before. That's probably because AI is the one who's doing it. So, and then people leave in the M dashes. They leave the markdown in there. So, those are all kind of like telltale
Telltale
signs that
signs. Yes.
AI is being used. So again, the more you
Exactly.
know, and the more educated you are when it comes to AI, you'll be able to point that out. But on the flip side, if you are educated in AI, you know how to have AI generated content that speaks like you, that is like your ghostwriter,
Yes.
and will speak, type everything exactly how you want it. And then you can tell the AI, hey, don't use emojis. Make sure you put that in your memory. And
Absolutely.
like ChatGPT will put that in the memory so that anytime you do have AI generate context, it won't put in that memory. There's
Absolutely.
certain words that it always uses. Like I had to tell my Gemini stop using demystify because it always keeps saying demystify. And I'm like, I'll never say the
I
word
don't even use
demystify.
that word really, right?
So like, just stop putting that word in because that's not me. And then it learns, right? And then it becomes something that is more and more usable. It's still your voice because it's
Yep.
literally like your second brain when you know how to treat it right and how you give the right information. Is so you don't have to burn yourself out being 100% all the time when you're writing. Maybe it's a long day and you have to write another paper and you aren't feeling 100%. Maybe you're sick, you're not feeling 100%. AI doesn't get sick, AI doesn't get tired. So if
That's
you
right.
train it to be your second brain, you can utilize it, still be effective, and get the work done.
Let me tell you, AI is so daggone smart. It says sometimes, hey, do you need me to do this for you? I'm still here. Let me know when you're ready. And to the point you find yourselves talking to it like it's human.
Exactly. Exactly. And to that point too, right? You remember back in the day there was the little paperclip guy in your Microsoft
Yes.
Word, right? That was AI. So AI has been back since then. He was
Exactly.
one of the first
Testing the
AIs
market.
that everybody had access to, right? Now it's 10, not even 10 times, about a million times better than it was back then. Easier to use, but AI has been here and we've been utilizing it's been helpful to us. It's just
Yeah,
advancing so quickly at this pace that people are nervous, but it is just again another tool that people can use.
absolutely. I do have a question again.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm telling you guys, he's here. Take advantage. Okay. And this is a free session. So we have Leslie said, what site would you recommend doing dance videos instead of going back and forth using different systems?
So when it comes to videos in general, and you can make any type of videos, VO3 right now, again using Gemini's platform, is probably the best when it comes to generating videos. So they're
What is it
super.
called? I'm sorry.
VO3, VEO3. Get it from Gemini itself, and it creates the short videos for now. But I know other platforms right now. There's actually a rumor that Gronk is coming out with up to 30-minute videos that are super realistic, super lifelike. But it's right now VO3 is the best. Um,
Okay.
Super realistic. Like you can't tell the difference between a person that's AI generated and an actual person with
Hmm.
it. And the great thing about this one is that it uses words too, so it speaks, and it can talk itself. So you can type in what you want it to say, and the person will say it. You can leave it blank, and the AI will make up something for it to say that's relevant to what you put in.
Okay.
So that's the best for using videos right now.
Okay. And VO3 actually it's like in 8 second, is it 8 second increments or something like that?
Yes,
Or have
that
they
one's eight
increased it?
seconds. It's eight
Oh,
seconds. But
okay.
like I said, with
But
the
people have
Gronk,
married.
mhm.
Go ahead. I'm
I was gonna,
sorry. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say with Gronk right now, there rumors coming out that very shortly here they'll make one that's almost, if not as good as VO3, and it can be a lot longer.
Okay, because people have gotten creative, even in VO3, they've made their 8 minute clips and then they edit the clips to be a longer version of what they
Hmm.
need. So,
Yeah, and I actually have a couple of automations that do the same thing. So it takes VO3 videos, and I can make like ads that are like as long as I want it really, and it stitches together just from one prompt. So I can send in a picture using Telegram and say, "Hey, this is a picture of a car. I need a 1 minute ad about this car." And it can
mm,
go in, and that's all I need to do at this point because I already created the system. I can sit
yeah,
back, wait about 15 minutes, and it'll come back with the ad that's prompted exactly how I want it in my voice,
okay.
and it stitches together all the videos. So it takes the videos, it goes in, finds the last frame of that video, uses that as an input in the next video so that it can continue it, stitch it together. So a lot of technical things in the background. That's the high end, right? Because there's different levels to it. But that just shows how powerful AI and AI automation has come, where it can do that with just minimal effort.
Exactly. I know that was a lot for those that are still at the beginner stage, but he's just showing you what you will get from him once you tap into him. Okay. So don't be afraid. Listen, embrace it. Embrace it. And so, all right. What is it? Because I done held y'all up for y'all on y'all coffee breaks. I know most people coffee breaks are like 10 minutes, 15 maybe. I know we've been on almost an hour, but listen.
Coffee lunch. Yeah, it's fine. All right.
That's right. That's well, if you miss it and you didn't get all the information, you can always play it back. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and then hit the notification bell so you can always know when we're coming out. Okay. Now, all right. What is it? Because all right, we're gonna bring it to an end because we want to give people the opportunity to really be able to October 2nd, you're launching your platform. So we want to be able to give people the opportunity. I'm going to just add on the screen how they can connect with you. So this is your website, kevinsmith.ai.
Yes. Yep. If you go to the
Very
website and then scroll to the bottom, there's actually a section that says course coming soon. That's going to be the community. You can sign up to get notified of when it does drop, and you'll have first access to that community on the
great.
website. Plus, if you just do want to have talk to me, if you want to set up a meeting for multiple different things, whether it be content creation or how to automate your business, you can go ahead and there's a calendar the link inside the website. Click on that, schedule a meetup with me, and we can sit, talk, and see how we can find ways to let AI buy back your time and make your life more efficient.
I love that. So I'm going to leave that up for a second, but also let me add up here too so people can see how they can connect with you through IG. Um, Kev underscore the AI guy, or you can follow him on Facebook at Kev underscore the AI guy Smith. So those are ways that you can definitely connect with him. Make sure you connect with him. I know you're going to have more questions. This was just the taste. All right. The tea was really good today. Very good today. Very informative, Kevin.
Thank you. And if you do ever want me to come back, hopefully
Oh,
you wouldn't mind. I'd be more than happy to come back in the near future.
listen. He just spoke a word, guys, right? Because one thing about Mixed Blend Wednesdays, let me put your website back up because you can get all your contact there also. One thing about Mixed Blend Wednesdays on Morning Brew with Germaine, Wednesdays is the place where we actually have experts in their field come on and they become like our correspondents or our in-house go-to. So this is your first introduction to Kevin, the AI guy Smith, but Kevin will always be part of the family on Morning Brew. So on Wednesdays, we may just have him chime in and it may be a panel discussion with other people. You never know. You just got to stay connected, right?
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love that.
Yeah, it will be fun. And so we're definitely going to push the product. We're going to push your platform and be able to get people educated and not afraid of AI because, like you said, it's not going anywhere. The best thing to do is make it a part of your family.
Exactly, exactly. It's already here. It's going to be here to stay. So learn
It
as
is.
much as you can about it. Be educated about that, so you would feel more comfortable with it.
All right, let me just put up here. We have Monique says, thank you so much. So, guys, before we go into our final sip, is there any other questions? Because once Kevin is gone today, you're going to have to wait for me to bring him back or go connect with him, okay? But it may not be at the Morning Brew cost. Keep that in mind. So, but guys, thank you so much for chiming in. He is definitely a part of the Morning Brew family. We have him now, and so we will be sharing him with the world and being able to help actually bring AI to where you are, even though you're already using it. You're already using it. So, any parting words before we go to our final sip? And in our final sip, that's when we wrap it all up so I can release everybody to go back to doing what they were doing, right?
Yeah, just AI is here. AI is going to be here to stay. It's a tool though. Utilize it in a way that's going to make your life better, be able to buy back your time. And the more you learn about it, the better you'll be off. All right. So this again, it's not AI is not here to take over the world. It's not going to here to take your jobs. It's here to be able to make your life easier. So learn about it and use it.
Okay, great. All right, guys. So let's get into our final sip as we bring this to a close. All right. So if you could leave, well, he's just left with you his final sip to really encourage you. But like I stated, wisdom about integrating AI, creativity, and leadership, it's just what you should start embracing. If you are somebody that's a business owner, and you know what, Kevin, you might want to chime in on this also as we close. I see your cup. I'm gonna have you send that to me. So if you are somebody that is an entrepreneur and you need to learn how to generate an AI agent, an assistant, I call AI my assistant. It's a great research partner for me. But if you're someone and you really want to know how to maximize your time, save money and energy, please make sure you stop by kevinsmith.ai and really sign up. Sign up so you can be first partakers in his platform, his community, so you can really learn all that you need to know and know that you have a partner. You have a partner that will be right there to hold your hand through the process. Now, don't stress him out, guys, because listen, because it's not just you. He worked with a lot of people. Okay. But I do want to ask you this as we're closing. AI agent, you said something about that's one of the things they can learn is to build an agent for their team. Like it's like building a team, right?
Oh, absolutely. So, there's many different types of agent, right? So you can start off with just Chat GPT as probably the easiest way. Chat GPT's custom GPTs, they're basically prompts that you put in that do the same thing over and over again, but it's extremely good at it. So let's say that I want to be able to make a Facebook post every day for the next 30 days. I can make a GPT that gives me an outline of exactly what I should be posting every single day. And if another one of my friends like, hey, I want to do that for my business, I can use that same GPT and then put in their information and it'll give me 30 days of content, right? So that's a really nice tool that my mentor, she has a team of 11 people. Only 3 of them are actual people. The rest are AI agents, and she puts out constant um, material every single day because of that. There's also things like Zapier, Make.com. They utilize simple ways to connect. So whether it's connecting your Gmail to your calendar, so you can send out invites and send out personal messages. They have thousands of integrations to make it super simple. So that's the easiest way to connect different apps together through Zapier and Make.com. I typically use N8N, so it's a much more customizable, more integrated, where I'm not going to go into all the technical stuff on it, but it allows me to be able to pretty much do anything and utilize it to connect any type of software out there to another software and create automations, create workflows that are extremely tailored to what you need. So it's very specific in there, but you can make all types of tools. You can make all types of websites using the back end of N8N. And I go into detail about that in the course and in the community, break down exactly what it is, how to use it, and then we go step by step. I show you every single thing you need to do to create your own first AI agent. And then from there, there's going to be plenty of videos of me going through many different types of AI agents and automations and workflows. And I just go step by step on how to do it yourself too. So at the end of it, you'll have your own team of AI agents to do exactly what you want if you follow that. Or you find someone in the community that will build it for you. Maybe it's not something that you're the most technical person. It's not something you're going to actually be able to do. But by joining the community, you first get the information and what's out there, and then you can find people to partner with. You can find people to work with that can build it out for you and are getting information. So it's not the cool thing about the community is not just me, but it's a whole bunch of people that are
Yeah,
interested in AI and want to learn about AI and has even more information than even I might and you have access to that as well. So that's why it's great to be part of a
love it.
community of people like you.
I love that. I love that. So he just gave you pretty much insight into what you can expect. So, like I said, make sure you chime back in to www.kevinsmith.ai to get the information you need to be a part of his community as well. And that doesn't mean you stop coming by Morning Brew. Okay. All right. So, with that, I'm just going to wrap this up. Hold on one second in studio for me, and we're going to close this out. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And like I stated, you are definitely a part of the family. So this is just the first.
Oh yeah,
We got a lot of building to do.
I'm here for it.
All right. Hold on one second. All right. And just so you know, Leslie said that was great. Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie.
Hold on one second. Guys, stand by. Thank you guys so much for chiming in. You know, being a part of Morning Brew with Germaine, you definitely make my day when we bring on guests and you come up and you ask your questions. It's needed. So you're going to see more guests, more experts in their field coming on Wednesdays, Mixed Blend Wednesdays, or Authors Brew Friday to really be able to share their stories and how to help equip you for this thing called life, right? While you're on this journey. So now, this is a part that I always say we could take part in if you like. All right. You're not forced to it, but I'm just going to make it available. How you can support Morning Brew with Germaine, just buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee / Morning Brew with Germaine. It gives you an opportunity as small as $1 a day. $1 a day if you choose, or just $1 for a cup of coffee, and be able to help support us as we bring this knowledge and this information to you. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy building this platform, but I am having so much fun. And I am so glad that you take the time out of your busy schedule to stop by and join in with us. So buy me a coffee. I'm always drinking coffee. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay connected. And Friday, we do have an author in studio. We have a new author in studio who's actually going to be talking about her books, and you just got to chime in, but we'll start promoting it so you can see. I'll see you on Friday. Thank you so much, and say bye to Kevin. Bye, Kevin. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
and thank you for having me.
Yes.